Alright, so the other video is processing right now, and I want to continue with the leaves, and I meant to have this right here coming up through the rim. That's all gotta come up through the rim, all of it, because that's the only way to come up out of a jar. There we go. And it's gotta come up through the rim, through the rim, through the rim, through the rim. And that's gonna have to be shoved over, and I can shove that over when I go to lay it down on the paper, because right now, what am I gonna do? Glue it down? No. So I just want to get some more leaves in here. Gotta be leaves. Right? Got to be. Uh-oh. That wasn't great. But, oh, this needs to come out. I need some more coming up out of, so I think this one needs to be right there, or from behind. Okay. Okay. And now at this point, I need to put some flowers on the stems. Flowers on the stems. So I'm just gonna pick a flower and pick a stem and stick it on. I might need to kind of give it a long stem. Just for a little more stabilization. Even though it's going on card, right? Oh. I thought I had another one of these. There it is. Okay. I need this stem. There we go, finally. Shouldn't have been that hard to pick up. It really didn't take all that much more time. I just didn't want to do that video so long that it took all day long to upload. Like the last time I did it, I did a really long one. I can't remember how long exactly it was, but it was very long. And I'm telling you, it took so long to get that video. I don't know if it was the uploading that took so long or I don't know, but it was just took so long to get it. And so I'm trying to keep it down so it doesn't take that long. Otherwise, you'd be waiting and you wouldn't get this video or that video until sometime tonight. And that means you're waiting all day for a video, and that ain't cool. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just going to have to go in with the second part. Because I've been wanting to do this set, but I knew it was going to take a little bit longer. So that caused me to put it off, right? So what I might have to do, okay, I got my caterpillar, and I'm going to go to 5. 5. 5. I'm going to cut it. It cut both of them by 7. So what I might have to do is, by 7, is for these ones that are going to be long, instead of not doing them or whatever, just do go ahead and have some of that stuff pre-made, even though I always tell you, I'm not going to do that, I'm not going to do that. Maybe I'll have to for those ones. That's what it was. It was that one mixed media one that, what was it, the paste? Or, oh no, the lunar paste. That's what it was. So, that's the one that was really long, and oh man, did it take forever to, I'm gonna come in, I was thinking like a light blue, but I don't have a light blue. Oh, there's a card blank. I'm not seeing like a light blue. This is that greenish color. I was thinking like a light blue. You know, kind of like sky. So maybe I will do this and hope it kind of appears to be a light blue. Or no, that doesn't even look anything like a light blue. No. Oh. Let's get... No, that's not going to work. This will. I'm going to use this paper and then do this paper, right? And then this. Is that too big? Oh my goodness, it is way too big. I'm going to have to bring some of these down. Oh, I didn't realize. Oh, I'm tearing the whole thing up. Shoot. Better wait. Just wait. Okay. So let me... What I was doing was looking to see how that's going to look with that, and I think that looks good with that. So this is going to be the one that goes on, straight on the card. Okay. So where? Here they are. What I do with my scissors? Here they are. So I'm going to just come and trim that. And trim that. Alright. And then I'm gonna put this on. The best thing about doing it this way, I mean, it's better if you just go to your paper trimmer and do it, really, honestly. You're gonna get a straighter cut. It's gonna be neater and look nicer. I like to do this a little bit. I think it's a little bit quicker for the videos. And I like to show people if you don't have a paper cut or paper trimmer, you still can do your mats and layers. But if you do have a paper cutter or a paper trimmer, please use them. You're going to get a much better finished. It's going to be much better. That's all I can say. It's going to be much better. It's neater, nicer, everything. But anyways, if you don't have one, I want you to still make cards. And so that's a way you can do your mats and layers. I just find the mat I want, and then I double it, bringing it out. I'll show you again when I do it. So this is really my 5x7, and I really only wanted to leave a little bit of tiny room. But I went ahead and made it a little bit bigger because of the white. So with the white, it still looks all right with this paper. So I was like, okay, I can cut it a little bit smaller and it's going to look good. A lot of papers, it doesn't work out that way. But here's what I do. I find where I want my mat. I want a pretty good mat because I don't want to completely cover up my pretty pattern back there. But you don't want too much because it might look a little silly, but I kind of like that. I'm like, oh, I kind of like that big mat. Whatever you do, maybe the answer is in the middle there somewhere. So about like this, okay. So now, because I want this mat, this is the mat I like right here. I like the way that looks. But I need this same size all the way around. So to get this size mat on this side also, I got to come out. I got to double this when I come out. And to do the same thing here, I got to double this when I come down. So I'm going to double what I think I want my mat to look like. Right? I think that's double. Now I come back and, try to have it straight. Try to have it straight so that you're cutting straight. And cut along and use your card as your guide to cut straight. Now I was doing this all the time, and I was doing it in videos all the time. And then I started watching Stacy on Scrapbooking Made Simple, and guess who else does this? Stacy on Scrapbooking Made Simple does this. She does it every time, all the time. she probably doesn't. She's probably like me. So I do this all the time on videos. And if I'm somewhere and I don't have a paper trimmer or paper cutter, then I use the technique. Obviously, I learned the technique when I didn't have a paper cutter, paper trimmer. I was doing scrapbooking, didn't have a paper cutter, paper trimmer, and figured out that I could do that. Because what it was I was like, I need something this size, and I cut around it, and then I thought, oh, wait, why couldn't I just pull that back? And I figured it out, and that's what I did. I didn't have paper cutter, paper trimmer back then. And so that's when I scrapbooked with nothing but paper. All I had was paper and glue. And a pair of scissors, basically, and the pictures. And, you know, the scrapbook, that stuff, you know, it was still expensive for me back then. But that's when I figured out that I could do this and have mats and layers. You know, I did used to be a lot better at it though. But anyways, now let me put this over here. See, I need to bring this all down a lot. This needs to come down. See, it's stuck on the acetate right there. But it needs stuck. And then, see, and I glued these down, thinking that I would stop them from moving. Yeah, it's going to stop them from moving, even if I want them to move. So that's that one. So this is the one I need to move. So remember, don't set these flowers until you actually have them on the lid. On the lid. On the card. Still gotta move them because I ended up moving the jar. See that? This does not want to move up from there, but you don't have a choice. I'm sorry. It's all got to come down. It's all got to come down. So this one still needs to go down some more. This one. Okay. So let me... Am I going to worry about it going over? I don't worry about it going over the matte layer stuff, but it can't be bigger than the card. I could trim it, which might give it more of an organic look, but I don't want to do that for this card. I want the flowers to show. Why can I not go over the size of the card? Well, you can if you want to get a bigger envelope. I don't want to get a bigger envelope. I don't want to have to worry about finding the envelope that's going to fit. if I do that. So I do like the way my flowers look a little more bunched and everything than they did. I don't want those together like that. That's too much together. There we go. And then, okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna glue the flowers down, hoping this all kind of holds because they keep moving around and I'm needing to get them still so I can fix them. But if they get too still, then I won't be able to fix them either. And this one needs to come over here. And this one needs to be here. And that one should be held good. Now, I should be able to move my honey jar and stuff. Good enough. Okay. So let me pull this down. And I think that will work. And until I get it down, it's not going to stay, you know, and I need it to do that to stay nice and decent. So I'm trying to get this lined up. And you're probably going, but you got all these globs and stuff. Yeah, I do, but I'm going to try and fix that a little bit if I can. So I don't cover things up. Y'all seen what's happening to me here. And honestly, if I knew what I was getting into when I started, then I wouldn't need to have done most of this, because I would have known, you know, here's what's going to happen when I do this, and here's what's going to happen when I do that, and then this is going to happen, and that's going to happen, and, you know, I would have known and been aware. And it wouldn't have been a thing. Let me move that up. It did get shoved down. There we go. Now I'm going to shove some of these leaves in here. Just like nobody's gonna even really know where they come from. I'll be like, oh, whose leaves are those? And this is a good way right here to hide. See, I could bring that whole thing through there. And that's not going to happen though, is it? You're like, yeah, right, Lori, right. Okay. But here's what I can show you. So here I can come up. I can put a little glue, right? And now I can cover that glue with the leaf, right? Just cover it with the leaf. Put a little glue right there. Look, just come up. Go up under the leaf. Put a little glue. Stick it down. And it'll stick it down. I don't know what the deal is with that leaf right there. What happened there? I got it all scrunched up. See. Okay, that's glued down. I got that glued down now. All right. Here's the other thing. Oh, let me put some leaves on this side also. And maybe there. That doesn't even look right, does it? Okay. I'm going to leave it alone. Now, look at what I did. I moved it again, and see, now I got it stuck down. Okay, I'm going to cut the bottom of the jar. Because so this, I'm going to lean up against the jar. This is even bigger than I thought it was. Honestly, I didn't know it was going to be this big. This really needs like a British card where they make them big old cards, because we don't make cards this big. And that way or this way. I just want it leaning up against, or I could just have it lean on no, I like it up against. So, putting it up against gives me somewhere else now. So that's why I was like, okay, I can let that sit. Because now I have other places I can sit glue to hold this down. So you're kind of hiding your glue, right? You're kind of hiding your glue spots. And so I'm going to cut this now, because that needs to be right so it can fit in the envelope. Okay, now I need something over here. And, you know, made it such a mess. It's my fault. But I didn't know what I was doing, so a lot of times your first time is that you try, you know what I mean? That's your figuring it out. And so I'm gonna, honestly, that yellow ain't gonna work that well with up against that honey, but I can come in and stick some glue right there and stick a flower there, right? This one doesn't have the circle. It needs to have the little circle, the little centerpiece. So now I can also, that's why these little pieces sometimes are more important than you know. So I can just kind of have them floating around in here. Even though you're going, why would a flower be floating around? Well, really it wouldn't, but it's card making, and so it's whimsical, fanciful thinking kind of stuff, right? So we're just gonna do that and hold that down. And honestly now, with all the spots of glue being held down, so I got some here, 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 under this leaf, and under that leaf, right? I could have put more leaves, and it kind of hanging over out of here, you know, like coming up out of there. Actually, that looks really good right there. I might just leave that. Just like that. Then anyways, what I was saying is, now I've got the points holding the jar down, and you're not really seeing the glue. I mean, you're seeing where I made a mess. That's because I made that mess with the flowers and stuff. What I should have done was done it. How can I put this? Now I know what I'm doing. I know I needed to check the size of my flowers first and foremost, and then did the arranging and all of that, and up against the card, even though I didn't want it on the base until it was more put together, because I wanted some behind and some in front of, and you know, all of that. Now if I want, how long has this video been? I can make some bees, and when I make the bees, they can also, so if you make a bee, they can also be hiding a glue dot in here. Now, I think what they've done, and that's why they have it all in there, they have made this. This is the card, right? That's what I think, because it's so big. But to me, maybe this is the outside of the jar. I don't know. This looks like it's floating in the honey. I'm like, that doesn't look right. The flower's floating in the honey. Well, it don't look right having a honey jar like that either. So maybe that makes more sense. I don't know. You have to figure it out for yourself. What do you want? I mean, I could put this floating here on the outside. I could put it floating on the inside. I could have it falling off if I wanted. How about that? A little leaf down here. Maybe here. I don't know. I like it like it is. Good enough for me. A little sentiment just for you or whatever. And that's my card. So I made it a little different than they do, but it just doesn't make sense to me. That's got to be the outside, right? It's got to be the outside of the jar. I don't know. That's got to be what they meant, but that is, I don't know. Then it should have looked more like it was laying. I don't know. I'm not a designer. I'm not talented. Maybe it looks awesome. Maybe. I bet it does. But I like mine. Better than that. I could have still put the bow on, but then the reason I didn't is I thought, well, then it's not going to look like somebody took it off or fell off or whatever. And somebody's going to be like, well, why is the bow still on there? You must not have untied it, right? So, anyways. All right, everybody. If you like my videos, please hit the like and subscribe button. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you join me again. Bye-bye now.